for Dad to be honoured in this round as a part of Sir Douglas Nicholls round. What a wonderful achievement for all of us.
I always had secret ambitions long before I went to play league football.
I wanted to play for the state. I wanted to play in a premiership side. I wanted to eventually play in Victoria.
Newland's hand pass here to Farmer. Farmer lines up from 45 yards out and there's no worries at all.
He really was ahead of his time. He would go on to have such success at East Perth, West Perth and Geelong Football Club. Growing up with someone so remarkable and also someone extremely humble, you took for granted his greatness.
Can't hold it down to Farmer. Farmer kicks at the big ones. He's got it through.
You go back to the Sid Jacksons and the Polly Farmers of the world and how much they copped, but they just kept on soldiering on. They knew the bigger picture was our people are counting on us.
Names like the Cracker Brothers, Michael Long, Nicky Mimar, Gilbert McAdam. Probably goes back even further. It was probably worse again back in the day of, the great Polly Farmers, Sid Jackson.
Oh, look at the mark by Johnson.
The names would start coming at you to try and put you off the game. Black, nigger, all those stereotype, spear chucker, petrol sniffer, all those little things.
It's one of the things in how strong and resilient those types of people were. Unbelievable leaders that were just knocking over barriers and walls for us to do what we do, and that's play football.
All those guys earlier on, that have paved the way as well and pushed Indigenous people into their environments. And, many of the people that have come through the competition never have had any contact with any Indigenous people.
And now Bex with an opportunity about 50 metres out. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Football has really opened up many other avenues for young Aboriginal men and women, and Dad was at the beginning of that.
The Indigenous players today are so lucky, and they should be very, very thankful for the work that these past Indigenous players have put in to make it so much easier for them to play this wonderful game of AFL.
Obviously, the most things that have changed are off-field, culture awareness, just the Dreamtime game and the Sir Doug Nicholls round alone really carries a lot of weight. Lots of things that are happening now that weren't happening 10 years ago, and I can't wait to see where the game is in another 10 years.
I love watching them, the younger guys run around at the moment. They're hungry, they want it, they know that they deserve to be there and be the Cyril Riolis, the Willie Riolis, the Daniel Riolis, the Lewis Jettas of the world. It's just amazing, and I hope to see more and more.
I think having AFL get behind the Indigenous round in the way that they do is a really positive step to say racial abuse by supporters, by our society is not condoned. I mean, it does feel ironic that all these years later from when Dad was playing and going through this, that it still occurs today.
The AFL need to get better. Australia needs to get better. And we need to continue to teach people and be really proud of who we are and making sure we don't lose that identity.